Hello everyone, welcome back to the UCL Roundup. We got some more fixtures, they were really good fixtures, but before that I think we need to address the fact that Adam is in full kit right now. What's going on, Adam?
I'm a full kit wanker at the moment, so basically I've got a match straight after filming this, so I'm currently looking like a Blackpool player, bright orange. Sponsored by Deliveroo, the kit doesn't fit me, how ironic is that?
Sponsored by Deliveroo, you've made it, man. You've actually made. You're doing a John Terry at the minute. You're full kit. Right, should we get into the video?
Let's get straight into it.
So we're gonna talk about this in a backwards order, really, because we want to talk about more interesting games. And last night was really interesting. Lyon 3, Manchester City 1. Now, before we get into it, Josh has his little thing to say about it, so we're going to add that in right now.
Right, I'm going to quickly do this because I forgot to send it to Jay, so now I'm currently had to wake up and only put a t-shirt on. That is it. That is all that's going on here. So no one wants that. So let's crack on. Sorry about the dogs. No idea whose they are. So yeah, City 1, Lyon 3. Not great, but deserved. Not as simple as that. Like, there's some niches in there. Like, let's not forget the game could have turned on a penny. Like, that's how close it was. Like, if Sterling Sterling is a fantastic striker. I admire him as a man. I think he's a phenomenal football player. One of City's best players, in my opinion. But let's stop with that whole Kane should have passed to him in the World Cup bullshit now, because everyone is capable of those, as proven by Sterling tonight. So, fuck off. Aside from that, the major problem with the game was how Pep set up. Like, he's obviously a great tactician. He's a fantastic manager. He's done fantastic things in 3 leagues. But he overthinks. You've got a team with no other football to play that, even when not winning the league, finishing comfortably second, and then the year before getting 100 points with pretty much that team. You've got players who know exactly what they're doing and they're well drilled to do it. And for a one-off game, you're deciding to just throw that all the window to try out a really defensive mode, and then you leave Bernardo Silva and Foden on the bench, players that are doing, okay, Bernardo Silva's a little bit out of form, but players that are doing things and have done things for you, and just getting rid of them. No, I mean, Lyon doesn't take nothing away from Lyon, sorry, because that's the problem here. We talk about City's failure, we don't talk about Lyon's goodness. And they had to dig in. City had a lot of chances. Lyon had a lot of chances, but you expect a lot of chances from City, and Lyon dealt with them, and that's all you could ask for them. They did it brilliantly. They deserve it. We now have 3 of the 4 semi-finalists never to have won the competition before. That's exciting times. The only thing I wanted to say as well on top of this is yesterday's game with 2 days ago's game now with Barca getting hammered. Getting hammered's one thing, but you cannot get hammered and then allow a player that you've pretty much bought for 100 million and then got rid of, even though he's better than most of your squad, to come on, score 2 and assist in 15 minutes. Not acceptable, not okay, not allowed. But no, congratulations to Lyon. It would have been kind of nice to see a City-Bayern clash, but if that City turned up, then we could have seen the same result against Barca, so sod it. I'm really curious to see what Lyon can do to... Sorry, the video cut off there. I was finishing up by saying I look forward to see what a Lyon side can do to stop the unstoppable, terrifying force that is Bayern Munich. So good luck to them, but, I mean, it goes without saying I don't really see it, but... Yeah, if we're having an early prediction, I don't know if we're doing one of these before. We probably will do one of these after the semi-finals, but I'm going to probably say Bayern and Bayern PSG final, really, isn't it? Yeah, Leipzig are good. I'm not just writing Leipzig off, but I'd be interested to see that. So let's go with that. And back to you guys. Cheers.
No, some interesting points there, Josh. We're gonna unravel that now, aren't we?
Cheers, Josh.
It was a very interesting game. Where I didn't actually watch it. I watched the highlights. I'm a busy man. So Jay, I'll let you take the reins for this one.
So I was watching it, but because of how interesting this week has been in football, I was like zoning out. I was zoning out. I was on my phone. I was planning this video. Me and Hope were looking at flats in Manchester. Like I was in and out, and then Leon. Yeah, we are very much so. But then Leon scored that first goal, and it was incredible, man. Like I don't think enough has been said about that. A lot has been said about Pep and how he got it wrong and all this, and definitely he did. But that first goal was brilliant. The breakaway, Walker completely left his man. Ederson does well to get the first man, but then the fact that I don't know who scored it, but the way he bent it around the keeper into the bottom left.
Yeah, was that Cornet? Cornet?
Cornet.
Cornet. I don't know how you say his name. But yeah, it was a good little finish, and he's the guy that scored last time they beat him, innit? I'm pretty sure.
Did he? That's sick. Yeah, so I think Lyon need a lot of praise. Josh said this in the video. They need a lot of praise for what they did because they came for the game. They didn't sit deep for the whole game, which I thought a lot of people thought they would do. They didn't do that. They went for it and got the goal, and then once City got back into it, they didn't stop. They didn't just let them roll over, which I think everyone thought would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pep got it wrong, didn't he? He played a weird formation again. He overthinks so much, and it's hard to say Pep got it wrong because Pep knows more about football than me and you.
Yeah, I suppose so. But saying this, the amount of chances City had, like we'll talk about the Sterling miss from how many yards out, 5 yards out. That changes the game completely, doesn't it? So, and they dominated. They had so many shots, they just couldn't finish. They couldn't find that final pass, that final shot.
And I'm disappointed he didn't start Foden, man. Since the restart, he's been one of their most important players, up there with De Bruyne. He's really been important going forward for them, and he should just start them. He should just start the team that has been doing well for him. I don't get it.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that, but as well, all three of the goals I noticed Ederson fluffed his lines a lot. Like even the first goal, it was a great finish. Don't get me wrong, but he was so far off his line, and it just allows attackers like that to take advantage.
Yeah, definitely. That's the City way, isn't it? But everyone knows that now, so you can kind of plan for it, can't you? Leon did so well, and all credit to them. But they've actually robbed us of a great semi-final because. Bayern City would have been incredible to watch if City didn't overthink it and played shit. Should we talk about that Bayern game?
Yeah, well, what a game it was.
Best game I've seen this season, probably.
Yeah.
Like, even before lockdown, like, it was incredible what was going on. I couldn't believe what was going on. And if anything, it made me feel much better about myself because we lost 4-1 over 90 minutes. They lost 4-1 in two halves. So Chelsea are as good as Barcelona or better, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works, isn't it?
The first 10 minutes of that game was unbelievable. Like, it could have easily been 3-3 first 10 minutes, couldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Barca missed a couple, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It was a very close game for the first 20 minutes of the match. But then, when it got to half time, it totally changed, didn't it? But my favourite part of the first half was when it did go to 1-1. Alaba scored that own goal, which was a bit of a weird one. But it was the fact he laughed and then got on with it and then put eight past him.
They knew. Yeah, you're right. He laughed, didn't he? It's like they knew it was happening. They were like, yeah, that's fine. We couldn't afford one because we'll go score like 20 more. It's fine. But Bayern were great. We all know that, and I think they've got a lot of praise. But I need to talk about Barcelona, man, because I used to adore Barcelona. I think we all did growing up, watching Barcelona, even watching them before Pep, when they had like Ronaldinho in the squad. I think Ronaldinho was my god when I was younger, and I've loved them for years now. And just seeing them like this, it's kind of demoralising, isn't it?
It's upsetting, isn't it?
It's so strange, and they're just old. They're too old.
I know, but this is going to be a problem, I think, because I think they have now lost. Well, Messi's getting on a bit. Suarez looks like he's he's lost it as well. They're going to have a big struggle in these next few years. So they're going to have to rebuild the squad, aren't they, really? And then they're letting players go that are great players and bringing in average players for me.
Yeah, their recruitment's been awful over the past 2-3 years. It really has, and as much as Messi's the god there, I guess he's causing a little bit of problems in the fact that, you got to build around him still.
Yeah.
But I think, all you have to do is look over at Bayern, who just slapped them, because, they lost Ribery and Robben this season, but had the young players there ready to come into the squad. You had that Davis there who's just lit up the Champions League this season. Player. He's so good. He's so fast. He's only 19, something like that. And they have a couple of their old boys in there still, like Lewandowski and that, but they've brought in the young lads alongside it. Now they've got a mixture of the two, and now look at them. They're dominating the Champions League. They've already won both their cup and their league. All you have to do is look at that as an example, but Barcelona just keep insisting on these old players. Messi, Suarez, Piqué was playing. It's
you could see
sad.
that they've been around for a few years, and you could tell that they're slowing down. Even Piqué he's one of the best defenders in the world on his day. He got embarrassed. And I want to make a point about Messi as well. He really disappointed me that game. So it was 4-1 at half time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a video come out of him in the changing rooms, and he's sat there. He's their captain. He's sat there on his own, not talking to anyone, not trying to motivate his players. And it really annoyed me, because then the second half, he gave the ball away, and he didn't try track back. He literally turned his back to the play and walked off to the centre spot.
Yeah, you're completely right. I've saw that video is insane. He's looking sorry for himself, and you're the captain, man. You're Messi. If anyone in the world can inspire a group of players, it's you.
It's you, and that's what's frustrating, because he's my favourite player. He really is. But then they compared it to a video of Ronaldo. They're losing at half time, and he's motivating his players. He's getting them all up. He's raring them up to get out there again. So, I mean, listen. Full praise to Bayern Munich. They were unbelievable. They held no mercy, did they? They just wanted to score. They could have scored 15.
They could have. And like you say, no mercy, man. They could have stopped at 4 and been fine, but they just went for another 4. Yeah, that's what they've done. They've embarrassed so many teams this season. They've not only embarrassed Barcelona, one of the greats, they've embarrassed us, Spurs. They've embarrassed Arsenal. They're out for blood this season, and it's hard. I think it's hard not to see them winning this now after that.
Yeah, I'd love to see
City aren't in it anymore
after all that.
Yeah, I think they will. City aren't in it anymore. They got Lyon next. That's relatively easy for them. I mean, we said that about City, but it's Bayern. They're literally a different class. And then on the other side, you got PSG, Leipzig, which is also winnable. So yeah, I can't not see them winning now. Right, should we talk about PSG Atalanta now then?
Yes.
This was absolutely heartbreaking. This game was. It was.
So I watched the game, but I was out, so I wasn't really paying attention. So I watched the highlights again last night, and it's so gutting, because Atalanta played. Saying this, their first goal was brilliant. What a finish that was.
Yeah, definitely.
However, PSG probably deserved to win it. Because it pains me to say that, because I don't like PSG. I don't like what they stand for, but they did dominate the game. They missed so many chances. Neymar must have missed 5 great chances, literally skying them, putting them wide. So I think it was always going to happen, the result. It's just a shame that it happened in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess that's it, isn't it? I guess if Neymar scored one of them earlier ones and it was 1-1, and then they win it in the 70th, it wouldn't have been as heartbreaking. But the fact that they held on for that long, and it was just that kind of that dream in it of Atalanta just doing it, because it's insane. There's that stat that's floating around, and I've got to say it again. But Neymar's wage bill is the same wage bill of the whole squad.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
That just shows you the difference in levels of these two teams, and that's why everyone wanted Atalanta to win. But to be fair to them, they've got Champions League next season again.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because, you know, of the team that they are, you know, like a couple of years ago, I'd probably never heard of Atalanta, like, and let's be honest, but what they've done in that time, completely fair play to them. You know, who knows, they can go as far next year.
Yeah, well, I hope they do. I hope this Champions League has probably put them on the map a bit. I hope that they can bring some big players in, to be honest. I know they can kick on in Serie A as well.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
football.
Juve aren't there. Lazio are probably really good. Inter Milan are there, but not really. You know what I mean? Like there's competition in the Serie A. I think the Serie A is going to be well interesting next season.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see. I know we're talking about Champions League, but I'd like to see AC Milan kick on a bit as well because they deserve some fucking luck, them, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're some other fallen giants, aren't they? Well, not fallen, but you know.
But in terms of the PSG game, like I said, they probably deserve to win it. Mbappe changed the game completely for me.
Yeah.
He's on a different level to everyone else. And Neymar as well. But it was one of those games where
I really want to see Mbappe somewhere else, man. Right. And I guess this is really contradicting to say, but PSG, you know, they're in the French league. They're always going to win that. They're always going to contest in the Champions League. Like, this is probably this is the furthest they've gone now. But, you know, like, they're always going to do this. And he's such a talent. I'd rather see him thrive at a Barcelona or, you know, I don't want him to see a Real Madrid. But, or even, like, just go to, like, I don't know. It's hard to say who he'd go to in the Premier. It's probably Liverpool out of everyone.
Yeah.
But, like, just go somewhere where the league's a bit more contested.
Yeah.
Go somewhere that can still challenge. I don't know. I love him Mbappe, but I don't love PSG. So seeing them together, it's like, you know.
I think he's probably destined to go to Madrid, isn't he?
At
one point in his career, like all these young players, and he will die there.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a bit like Hazard, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's went and died there, but. Then again, Hazard said he'll come back eventually, which I hope. But yeah, no. But like you said, PSG completely deserved it. They deserved that win. They were the better team on the day. It's kind of interesting to see what they do now going forward because they've never made it this far in this tournament. They've got the players to do so. I mean, they have Stoke's very own Choupo-Moting scoring winners for them.
Let's get that stat up, shall we?
What is the Stoke team?
There's been a Stoke player in let me get it up because that's fantastic. And to score the winner as well, that's madness. I totally forgot that he played for him still.
Yeah, same. To be fair, everyone was like Stokes Choupo-Moting. I was like, what? Oh yeah, fucking hell.
But yeah, so. What was the last game?
Leipzig. The last game was Leipzig, Madrid. And this is a weird one. It's not a shock. It's not a shock like Lyon was a shock. But it was, you know, Leipzig were probably the underdogs in this game because everyone kind of expected Simeone to do a number on them, especially without Werner in their squad. But they just proved to everyone that they didn't need him. They're still a good team and they can go far in this tournament and... go far in the the Bundesliga.
Yeah, it was a well contested game. To be fair, it was close towards the end. The Sabitzer was on another level. He's the one that kept him in that game. The first goal. I was watching the game and they attack so well. They overlap really well. They commit players. It was really nice to watch, and their goal showed that. It was nice play on the outside of the box. Then it was a nice whip-in from Sabitzer, a nice header as well.
Oh, beautiful header.
But then again, Madrid brought Felix on, and he changed the game completely again because he ran at the players. That's what they weren't doing all game. That's why they weren't breaking them down. They needed that player to run, and that's what they did. And they could have got a couple penalties. But yeah. Who scored the first goal for Madrid?
There was only the one. It was Felix, wasn't it?
It was 2-1, weren't it?
Yeah. Do you mean Leipzig?
Oh, sorry, Leipzig. Yeah.
I've got no clue to be honest, but I was going to just say quickly mention Felix before you move on. It's like, he started that Llorente and he started Costa up front, and Diego Simeone is always about defending, and if they don't score any, we need to score one. But it's Leipzig. They don't have the wealth of players that some of the other teams in this tournament do have. Play Felix from the start, you know what I mean? Like, he can run at them, he can play and disrupt things, and then you get like a Costa or a Morata to come in after that.
Well, that's the point. The same point as Pep Guardiola, maybe overthinking it again, tactically. But
definitely.
Even the last goal, it was a bit of luck. It come off Madrid's defender, didn't it? But all credit to him again. I agree with you. It wasn't really a shock as much, because they're a good team. They're up there in the Bundesliga, aren't they? And Atletico are around about the same. So it was a good game to watch, though.
Yeah, I one last thing I want to say about it is I kind of feel bad for Timo Werner, man. I'd rather see him right now be playing for them, doing bits, and then come into us. You know what I mean? Like, I just find it upsetting. I
was going to ask about that. What is this technically a different part of the season, like a new season, or what? Why couldn't he have stayed?
It depends on all these different contracts and when you sign them, isn't it? I don't really know. Because of Corona, it's been so weird. I don't really know the full ins and outs. I think we wanted him. I think we agreed to buy him a little while ago, and then his contract must have ran up and we got him, and like we didn't. I don't think we would have done it maliciously, because I don't think we thought we were going to get away from the Bayern game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a bit of a shame. I just feel bad for him. I bet he's watching now in London, thinking, "Fuck, I could have been in a semi-final." And I don't know if Chelsea are going to get there next season. So I don't know. I mean, with him maybe, because if he helped Leipzig get to the quarters, you know what I mean. But yeah, I'm not too sure about that. But I do feel bad as a Chelsea fan. I feel quite bad for him. I feel sorry. But yeah, that's it. That's the quarterfinals done and the semi-finals set. It's really looking tasty. Two French teams, two French teams, two German teams. The two Farmers Leagues going at it. It's crazy.
So when are these games happening?
So they are happening Tuesday and Wednesday. I think the Bayern game is on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring another one of these after that thing. But like we said in the video, I can't not see Bayern winning their game. And out of PSG, Leipzig, it's a toss-up, really. I think PSG have more talent, but Leipzig a very strong team, and they're well drilled.
I would hate for PSG to win this competition. That would just piss me off.
I'd be happy for Mbappe, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm the same. So I kind of want to see an all German final. Really, that'd be interesting. And also, Leipzig have been one of the teams this season in the Bundesliga to actually trouble Bayern, like one of the only teams. So that would be interesting to see what they could do with that.
Definitely, and that brings us nicely on to the biggest game of the week, of course.
Oh, fuck off!
So we're playing tonight. Sevilla. I don't like to predict the big games because it always goes tits up. Last time we played them, they beat us, didn't they? This was in the Champions League with Mourinho, yeah. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to do a little bit of a preview later on as well. But I'm just going to take it as it is. Hopefully we play better than we have been playing, because we've not been terrible. And I said we were shocking last week. I look back, we wasn't shocking. We just didn't finish. We couldn't find that final ball.
Yeah, but all credit to that goalkeeper. He didn't let you.
Oh, yeah, of course. So
he would not let you.
So hopefully we're back to winning ways. We should put our strongest squad out.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see if De Gea plays or not. Because I don't know if he's going to keep Romero in for Europa League.
I guess so. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I think at this stage of the competition, your number one kind of has to come in, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I agree with that, really. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about the game because I don't really want to say too much.
Yeah, I mean, let me speak about it then.
Yeah,
So I was going to, Sevilla are looking so deadly. They put out Roma like they were nobodies, and Roma have done all right this season. They dominated Wolves for the most part of that game. It's just Wolves are just brilliantly defensively. So I think you actually do need to worry about this game because, defensively, you're not the worst team. You're better than us defensively, but you're not the best either. And you got to worry about them coming at you defensively. And I think, if you do play like you played against Copenhagen, I don't think you'll win.
Yeah, well, we said this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, but I do think you won't play like that because this is a semi-final. It's against a big club. It's to get to the final. It's actually going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to watch it. It's going to be later on today, so I'm definitely going to watch it.
It's a massive game for us, It doesn't feel massive because of the circumstances, but at the end of the day, it's the semi-finals of the Europa League.
Yeah,
it's a trophy for us on Friday if we get through and beat whoever we play. And it's good for Ole to prove all the haters, by haters I mean him who shall not be named, who's not here.
Me and Josh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and you as well. So hopefully we win it just for you two.
Yeah, just for, of course. I was going to say as well, Europa League, it does get overlooked a lot in the UK, but it's not a joke really. It's still a big European competition. It really. I'm always happy when we won it last season. I was absolutely gassed. It's a good competition to win. It's just you would prefer to be in the Champions League, but if you do get to the final, so let's say you do, hypothetically, it's either Inter Milan or Shakhtar Donetsk, but let's face it should be Inter Milan, and that is a huge final.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have, your old boys in Lukaku and Young, and, Inter Milan under Conte versus Ali's Manchester United. That's going to be big. So hopefully that happens because we'll talk about that in the future.
It is. It's a massive game. So, listen, we'll take one game at a time, but...
Yeah.
It should be Inter Milan, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. Unless Shakhtar do bits and then we play Fred's old team in the final.
Right. I think that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching. That's been the UCL roundup with a bit of Europa League dazzled in there because of Adam still. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you look out for Adam's fan cam later because he'll be doing one right after the game. We'll be bringing a couple more videos now as we come into the last stages of this tournament. I'm very excited because it's heating up. Those quarterfinals were brilliant, so the semi-finals should be even better in theory. Definitely. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, all that good shit, and tell your fathers about the channel.
Tell your dads.
Bye.